Right. Hi, welcome. It's Monday night. I'm Savannah. This is movement, meditation, and a bedtime story. And tonight, the story will be Goodnight Moon. If you know me, you know that I have great love and reverence for the moon, and perhaps it began with this book. One of my favorites growing up, always a comfort and a great support for me. So I'm happy to be able to share that with you this evening. And we'll begin as we normally do with a little centering, grounding, and then some movement. So finding a comfortable seat, coming into Sukhasana. If that feels good in your body, if not, legs can be extended long, or a hero's pose, anything that feels comfortable for you. Hands can rest on the knees, either palms up or palms down. Close the eyes. And let the tailbone become heavy and weighted, allowing it to sink down into the earth. Gently beginning to lengthen the spine, relaxing the shoulders, lifting gently through the back of the neck. Let the belly be relaxed and soft. Taking some long, slow breaths. Letting the whole belly fill up like a balloon, like a big red balloon. And exhale, the balloon deflates. Just breathing this way to begin. Inhaling, belly becomes full. And exhale, belly button to spine. And as you sit here breathing this way, begin to note what it is you brought with you to your mat this evening. Any sensations in the physical body, any emotions that might be present, thoughts. Just allowing yourself to witness your internal world. Self-observation without judgment. Simply taking inventory. Your next breath in, lift the arms up towards the sky. Maybe the gaze comes up. And exhale, palms come out and down. Maybe chin comes to chest. And moving this way with your breath, inhaling, opening up and expanding, reaching towards the sky, and then exhale, releasing, rounding. Moving with your breath here. In a slow and easeful manner. Just bringing some mobility into the neck, shoulders, arms. And as you inhale, lift your arms, really root down through that seat, through that tailbone. Stretching the front of the body, the psoas muscles. And receiving. Two more rounds, taking your time. Feeling each sensation in the body as you move. And when you're complete, allow the left palm to plant, right arm lifts. And then exhale, bend over to the side. And let this be a gentle lateral bend. So not pushing yourself all the way to the fullest expression, but simply arriving just at the edge of sensation. Maybe allowing a little pulsation, perhaps circling the wrist. Relaxing shoulders away from ears and rooting down through both sits bones. Inhale, come to center and pause for a moment, taking a neutralizing breath. Noticing the difference between sides. Already a difference. And then inhale the left arm up and bend over to the other side. Same thing here, very gentle inquiry. Using the leverage of that right palm against the earth to keep left hip rooted. Shoulders away from ears. And continuing to draw that tailbone down. Inhale, rise to center, and then begin a little side to side watery flow. A mermaid flow. Perhaps engaging the Ujjayi breath here. Connecting more deeply to that element of water. Reaching through fingertips. Oh. Once more to each side. Take your time. And then arriving back in center and coming to hands and knees. And for a moment coming to table and then bringing the hands, just one handprint in front. Send the hips back and to the right and then all the way around. Big circle. Allowing head, neck, shoulders to get into this undulations. Delicious movement. Let the circles be as large or as small as feels good. Maybe even closing the eyes and tuning into the prana moving through you. Notice how it's guiding you to move. Feel shins and tops of feet and palms connected to earth, even as the rest of you flows and moves. And then switch and go in the opposite direction. Maybe see what it feels like to bring all of the attention into the heart space. What would it feel like if you were moving from the front of heart, back, side? Does it change the movement? Begin to slow it down. Finding yourself back in table position. And flow through some cat-cow. So inhale, pressing feet and shins into earth, dropping belly, lifting gaze. Exhale, press earth away, chin comes to chest, rounding the spine. An extension and flexion of the spine here. Mm. You come into cow, palms and knees move towards one another. And as you exhale and press into cat, palms and knees move away. Mm. 2 more rounds. Take your time. And when you're complete, coming back to a neutral spine, back to table. And then inhale the right arm up and exhale, thread it right through, land on that right shoulder. Coming into thread the needle and either staying here or taking that left arm, wrapping it around, maybe lower back, maybe it even grabs onto the right hip. Maybe you'd like to lengthen that left leg, pressing through the heel. Pressing right shin and top of foot, all 5 toes into the earth. Little twist, little shoulder opening. Staying low to the ground, connected to earth. See what it would feel like to press that right shoulder, the top of the right hand into the mat, onto the floor, just a little bit more. Can you find more opening? More space? How is the breath here? Is it full? Deep? Do you need to back off? Do you need more? Take one more full breath here. Oh, and then unravel. Come back to table. 2 rounds of cat-cow. And then returning to that neutral spine. This time left arm lifts and exhale, thread it through. Oh, coming into thread the needle on the other side. And notice what this side needs. Perhaps it's very different than the other side. Or perhaps it's exactly the same. Maybe right arm wraps. Maybe you extend back through right heel, keeping the hips even here. Twisting from that place just above the belly button. Maybe you press the left shoulder, left top of hand into the mat, into the earth a little bit more. Find space. Honor your body. And breathe. Allow one more full, deep, delicious breath. And then unravel. Returning once again to your table. Bring the right foot up next to the right hand. Coming into low lunge. This could be a good place to have blocks if you'd like a little bit of height. Inhale, opening up the chest, and then exhale, straightening that front leg. So we'll pulse in and out. Stretching that calf and hamstring. Preparing the body for rest. And as you straighten that leg, maybe flexing the foot. Maybe it feels better to keep toes pressing into earth, into mat. And then go ahead and send that right knee back next to the left. And then left foot comes forward. And we'll pulse in and out. Inhale, opening up the heart. Exhale, releasing, stretching that front leg. Flowing with breath. Dropping into the breath. Dropping into the movement. Let that be your point of focus. And then sending the left knee back, bringing hips to heels and swinging the legs around. Come to lie on your back. Have your Shavasana aids close. Draw the knees into the chest. Make some circles, one direction. And the other. Let the knees separate. Feet come to hands, either clasping big toes, inner or outer edges of feet. Happy baby. Allow a little movement if that feels good, a little rocking side to side. Send the breath to the hips. Maybe you'd like to straighten the legs. And then bringing the legs back together. Once again, drawing the knees into the chest. Make some circles. And switch directions. And then allowing the body, these final movements. It may be calling. What is it you need in this moment? Perhaps it's just Shavasana. Let yourself get very comfortable. Putting on any layers you may need. Perhaps turning the lights off. And settle in. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it go with a sigh. Let the breath fall to a natural rhythm now. Feeling the back of your head sinking into the mat. Let the eyeballs release in the sockets. There's nothing more to see now. Allow the inner ears to release and relax. The jaw to unclench. Tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Lips part. There's nothing left to say now. Time to rest. Shoulders release back and down. Fingertips gently curling towards one another. Feel the back of the heart sink into the mat, into the earth. Belly is soft and yielding. Feeling the whole back, the whole spine release, lengthen, let go. Hips are heavy, sinking. Thighs, inner and outer, release. Calves and shins become heavy. Feet relax. Feel the whole body from crown to toes. The space within and the space without. Feel the whole body relaxing. And just breathe. Good night, moon. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens. And good night, mittens. Good night, clocks. And good night, socks. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Good night, comb. And good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. And just continuing to rest in this space. Perhaps some of the imagery from the story is dancing through your mind. Maybe you see a red balloon, big, beautiful, full moon, and a cow jumping over. Breathing and continuing to rest and relax. Keeping the attention on the breath. Whole body is relaxed, heavy and light, sinking and floating. Keeping the mind trained on the breath. And perhaps instead of focusing on the inhale and the exhale, you find the space in between. Resting in that space in between. The stillness, the pause, finding spirit there. And noticing the whole body from crown to toes, space inside, space outside. How spacious do you feel? And if the mind wanders, simply draw your attention back to the breath, back to the space between inhale and exhale. There's peace there. There is peace there. What would it feel like to surrender completely? What would it feel like to have complete trust in this moment to hold you without any effort from you? Let yourself be held. as you continue to lay here in this sacred silence, this place of peace. I'll share a poem with you by Dana Folds from a book called Limitless. The poem is called Rememberings. Doubts are endless. I vow to see through each one and name the fear beneath. Fear is bottomless. I vow to feel it without believing it is real. Distractions surround me. I vow to pay close attention to what is true. Escape beckons. I vow to stay present through the 1,000 urges to flee, the 1,000 forgettings, the 1,001 rememberings. Om Tat Sat. What is real? What is true? Check in. What's true for you in this moment? What is it that your heart needs? Resting in this space for a few moments more. Finding a space inside and outside. Space between breaths. Nourishing, life-giving breaths. Allow a couple more. Allow the breath to deepen now. Before movement, take at least 3 deep, slow breaths. When you feel ready, invite in some gentle movement, fingers, wrists, toes, ankles, maybe a big stretch overhead. Oh. Before you come back to your seat, turning to one side and taking a moment of pause to bring to mind something that you are grateful for in this very moment. Eventually returning to Sukhasana, easy seat, back to the beginning. Eyes are closed, tailbone rooting, spine long. Take a moment to notice what's present now. Has anything changed? Inhale the arms around and up. Palms come together and draw to heart center. Deep breath in. Let's share an Om. May your sleep be peaceful and easy. Namaste, friends. Jai Bhagwan. Victory to the light of consciousness.